I'm from the West Coast, so I know all about beefs. Usually it starts between two people over a man or a woman, and it gets a little hectic. Names get called, punches get thrown. And then sometimes people try to break it up. But when somebody tries to break it up, they may accidentally get hit. Now they're in the beef, and then somebody gets whooped, and now their friends in the beef. And now you got an all brawl. And that's in every step of the game. Then you have a whole citywide beef, that hood versus this hood beef. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're from like Detroit, Chicago, Philadelphia, and those things can last for over 50 years. And hey, it started by just something very silly. Well, this is the case also in politics. And people are very sensitive about religion and politics. It all started when Tiffany Henyard, aka Super Mayor, or as Pink Book Lessons calls her, the City Girl Mayor, got into office in 2021. And then of course we know she started doing some crazy things. And people disliked that. But then again, she had people who did support her. And this is how other people get dragged into the beef, because they have the opportunity to kind of just stay out of it and not get themselves involved. Rewind! That isn't the case with Mr. Michael A. Smith. He's an avid supporter of Tiffany Henyard. And if you're going to be a guy that's going to support Tiffany Henyard, you need to have a good, clean background, which is not what Mr. Michael A. Smith has. He shows up to city hall meetings, he comments, he supports the mayor. She's even donated to his campaign to be a trustee in the village of Riverdale. He lost. And the reason why he's lost is because of so many things he's done as a former trustee in another village. He stole gas money, he beat his aunt, he's been arrested multiple times, reckless driving. The guy's an all-out asshole. And when you're an asshole in politics, you don't need to get a job. So that's why he's never been able to get into the political scene, even though he wants to. Now, let's look at Jedediah Brown. Rewind! This was a former Chicago activist who left the city of Chicago and went to go live a better life in Atlanta. He was actually a former Baptist minister, but he was tired of Chicago. He wanted a new start, so he left. But when this situation came about Tiffany Henyard, it revitalized some juices in his system. The juices to come out and really put people in their place. He flew all the way back to Chicago to see what was up. And of course, he wasn't even concerned with Tiffany Henyard at first. He was concerned about Andrew Holmes. That's what he was doing an investigation on. But then other people started coming out to his attention, like Mr. Michael A. Smith, who Jedediah Brown calls the low-hanging fruit. So again, Michael A. Smith was antagonizing people in the Dolton politics group. He was trolling people. He was coming to meetings, trolling people, doing all kinds of debauchery. And then, well, unfortunately, this happened to him.
That ain't nobody off limits. And so, for example, let's get somebody low on the totem pole so you can get an image of what I mean when I say this. This is something that I was that I left alone while Michael, for example, because we didn't talk about this, but in a meeting or a dinner. But this is Michael Smith. Michael Smith, as you all know, is one of her consistent trolls. Michael Smith literally said, for many that don't know, Sunday night around 9 p.m., I was mauled by my dog that I rescued a year ago. And I am on a full recovery. I thank God for his protection. The left picture was the first picture after leaving this hospital. The right picture is the most recent picture. Doctor told me the dog was inches away from hitting the main artery in my eye. I thank you all for your continued prayers. Boy, he got fucked up. But I'm going to look at things like this. I'm going to look at things like this with my team. We're going to comb everything and look for new information. What didn't we uncover so I can report it to y'all? And I'm going to go as high as the information goes, or I'm going to go as low as the information holds. So this is the example. Since Michael was such a big troll, and remember, y'all, I'm upset. Take it how you take it. I'm going to give y'all what I got, and you do what you want to do with it. And I'm going to learn how to screen share so I can just put it directly on my screen. But upon our investigation, Trying to figure out what dog did this man rescue? What dog mauled him? I don't know. But when I tell you anybody can get it, I mean that anybody can get it. Because when we did our research, and that we're going to continue to do it, so far, I think we might have found the dog. I don't think it was no dog. But is this Miss Smith?
So he was attacked by a dog, and Jedediah Brown made fun of him for that, but then kind of referred to his wife as not necessarily being the most attractive individual and kind of poking fun that his wife might have been the person that beat him, although he did, confirm what the truth was. He was attacked by a dog. Mr. Michael A. Smith did not appreciate that at all. He even sent a video message saying this.
I was given a message by Michael Smith, so I want you all to get this message. I am going to have to learn how to screen share today. This is Michael Smith, ladies and gentlemen. And this is his message to me. I played some of it, but I got the rest. Let go.
My character. I'm going to tell you by word of mouth to cease and desist. I've already spoken to my attorney because that MetLife legal plan gives me attorneys free of charge.
This nigga talking about he got free lawyers. Okay, Michael, so I have received your cease and desist order. I have understood what you said, that you have free lawyers with your MetLife plan. But my free lawyer said, we're ready. So with that being said, your cease and desist, are you really going to sue a homeless man?
So then Jedediah Brown responded in kind with this.
So I reignited my press and my fight, but this is what this is what Michael does today, 1 hour ago. This is the guy, Jedediah, who continues to harass me and my family, spreading libel, slander, and defamation of character of my family and myself. I want him placed on notice for his continual harassment. I want my family to see who he is as well as my friends. Please take notice of him and his action. Thanks. He said that I'm harassing him, that I'm putting out libel. I have not put out any false facts, and I want you guys to be aware of one important fact. He wanted to notify his family and his friends. As of last check, a few moments ago, nobody even liked the post. I don't know if his family and friends are still asleep. I don't know if they're working, if they're unavailable. But damn, it's been almost an hour. Not one family member, not one friend seen this post, liked this post, spoke on this post, said they have your back. Maybe they know how much of a creep you are too. And so, guys, we already told you that in our investigation, we did discover that he, in fact, was bit by a dog that he rescued because he tried to reach out and disrespectfully touch his wife. So she was not the man dog. Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? Can I pet that dog? She was not the one who gave him that face, but we do have the proof of what we said. However, anyway, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all why my advocacy is so cold, because they be mad when I get the resources, but they don't pay attention to what I do with them. We put out a reward for $500 to $1,000, and guess what? I'm already on here to tell y'all, I wanted everybody to know that this child grooming, disrespectful man who have intimidated children and other things on record, lying on application, is working potentially at one or two schools, either Gary or Carver.
But then it gets more interesting. On May 8th, 9:24 p.m., Jedediah Brown posts this particular message, and it says, Michael Smith's lawyer, message received, middle finger. Let's look at what the message says. Elevator music! Jedediah Brown, right? So this is also his mother's address he's blurring out, I'm assuming. Dear Mr. Brown, I represent Michael Smith. Mr. Smith has documented numerous malicious and defamatory statements that you have made regarding him through social media. These false statements include accusations that Mr. Smith has committed crimes, that he lacks integrity in the performance of his job, and other statements that harm his professional and business reputation. Under Illinois law, these statements are defamatory per se, meaning that Mr. Smith will be entitled to damages against you without the need for him to prove any actual financial loss. You are hereby directed to cease and desist from making any additional false defamatory statements regarding Mr. Smith and are directed to remove all false defamatory social media posts regarding him. Sincerely, Adam Kingsley. Now, I believe the issue with this was at certain points, Michael Smith posted the address of Jedediah Brown, which is linked to his mother's address. I believe that Jedediah Brown does not live in Chicago anymore, as he only visits. So this really pissed off Jedediah Brown. Jedediah Brown posts this: I told you I could crush all y'all like the roaches you are. Place my mother info on your page. So now here's my first receipt. Mess with me again and second receipt drops. Michael Smith is jagging off on video to one of his students. Redacted version in comments, real version turned over, checkmate hell week. His name is on the video and my veteran team confirmed it's him. As soon as something happens to me that really upsets me, everything drops publicly. Biatch! To the public, thanks for resourcing the fight. Please ask the military academy, are they okay hiring a man who sent this to a student? Proof available. Now, this is very interesting because I had a YouTube commenter just the other day. So this commenter said, O'Shea, please look into why Michael A. Smith was fired from the school board he used to work at. He was grooming 5-year-old girls. Apparently he works at a different school board now. That's terrifying. This school board receipt says this: Storytime music! To Pedro Martinez, CEO of Chicago Public Schools, will blur that address. From a concerned citizen, child groomer at Chicago Military Academy, Bronzeville. So then again, this is somebody that's writing this there, okay? Dear Mr. Martinez, I don't know if this message will reach you. However, I want to reach out to you in regard to an employee at Chicago Military Academy, Bronzeville. The employee's name is Michael A. Smith. He's currently a coach at the school. Michael A. Smith has been charged with sexual harassment of a female student, grooming a student with lascivious intent, and amongst other charges by then Superintendent Craig Williams of Thornton Fractional High School District 215 on May 7th, 2018. Michael Smith is not someone you would want to be in any vicinity with children. If you look at the attachment below, you can see why Mr. Michael Smith should be fired right away from his position. Michael Smith is not fit to be anywhere near the school system now or anytime in the future. In addition, Michael Smith was a former trustee of the Village of Dixmoor, Illinois. He was charged with domestic battery, disorderly conduct, obstruction, reckless driving, aggravated assault, and many other charges between 2011 and 2015. These charges can be readily obtained via newspaper search. An attachment below lists his aggressive behavior while being a trustee of Village of Dixmoor. Overall, will you be doing your job as CEO of Chicago Public Schools to ban Michael Smith from obtaining any positions with CPS, with the Chicago Public Schools? He's not the right fit for public schools. Michael Smith is an aggressive individual whom have groomed children in the past. Would you allow your own children around Michael Smith? If your answer is no, then please immediately take action to relieve Michael Smith of his duty a concerned citizen. So a person wrote this, and this element was not published. Now let me kind of go to this particular post, back to Jedediah Brown. There is a post currently on Twitter that Mr. Jedediah A. Brown tried to post on Facebook. Now, he tried to post it in the comment section, but Facebook realized that it was indeed something of a sexual video and content, and that video allegedly has to do with Mr. Michael A. Smith spanking off. Allegedly, the video he sent to a student, and then also, because Jedediah A. Brown is on Michael A. Smith's ass, look at how many people are talking about him now. He is a trending topic on Facebook. 45,000 people are talking about this. Now, Jedediah A. Brown says, hey, man, I made you famous today. This isn't defamation. Tell your lawyer I'm gonna make sure you're well known for what you are. May all your dreams fall flat since you're busy worrying about the wrong ish. We'll blur that out. You're dismissed from Dolton, Thornton Township, and I bet not see you around them again. Hashtag checkmate hell week. Then he continues. I feel sorry for Michael Smith's wife. The evidence strongly suggests that she will never have an orgasm in this relationship. So now it continues. A lady goes, how y'all see the video without the smiley face? Jedediah Brown says, I put the smiley face on it. So what Jedediah is implying that he saw the real video and understood that Mr. Michael A. Smith is not working with anything in his opinion. So again, this all could have been solved, I believe, if the guy would have maybe, first of all, not been a terrible person. And if he would have stayed out of this whole situation. But since he did not, boy, is he getting cooked up. Jesus Christ! So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.